Welcome back. I'm here with Jen Anderson from Royal LePage to talk about the local real estate market now that it's spring. Jen, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Peter.
Now, before we go on, you have received Royal LePage's National Top 2% Award. Congratulations on that. Tell us just a bit about that.
Thank you very much. So it's based on either gross commission or ends, and it's Canada-wide. So that means I rank in the top 2% of Royal LePage agents across the country. So it's definitely an honor.
And there's only 20,000 agents that you are in. So huge congratulations, a bigger honor than you're being very modest about. So
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know you don't have the crystal ball on the spring market, but tell us just about some things. Why should people start considering a house in Stratford and Perth County?
So with the interest rates holding now for a while, I think buyers are gaining more confidence to get back out into the marketplace, which means that we could see some more competition again as the rates start to come down. So I think it's a really good opportunity for buyers to get out there and get something before that happens.
And conversely, if you're a seller, how are the inventory levels, and is this a good time to list now that the weather's starting to improve?
Yeah, it's always a good time. I mean, I always say the best time to list is when you're ready to list and when it works for you. Buying and selling has more to do with just timing the market. That's very difficult to do. So you need to do it when it works for you. And for sellers too, you want to get ahead of all that. And the spring market is typically when we see more listings. So the less competition that you have, homes that are similar to yours, the better.
That's a great point. I hear about staging. What is that, and why is that important if you're selling a home?
So I am a real advocate of staging. I have seen it make a difference in a seller's bottom line. Sometimes it's difficult for a buyer to walk through a property and not envision their furniture in there and things like that if it's empty or it's filled with the current owner's belongings. So staging can really boost your listing and make more people see themselves living there. And it really does bring more money in at the end of the day.
And a lot of times people consider, oh, should I do a roof or a furnace before I list? These kind of, I would call structural things, not non-structural, but very important in terms of the infrastructure of the home. Is it a good thing to do that before you would list the home?
So what I find is things like that aren't necessarily pretty, but they do make a difference. If buyer knows that house needs a new roof, they usually overestimate the cost it's going to be. So I do think it's good for a seller to do that ahead of time because it could cost $8,000, but a buyer is going to automatically think, oh, I'm going to have to spend 15.
Right. And then if you were an investment buyer looking for a rental home, we talk about interest rates being, if you will, I would call them normal. We went to historical lows, so they're really normal interest rates. Is this still a decent time for people to be acquiring rental property and income property?
My honest opinion is it is difficult to find something that really is cash positive, but it depends on how much you have going into it. So if you have a good down payment, there are still opportunities out there to have good investment properties. And real estate is a long game. If you're going to buy it and fix it up and sell it quickly, you have less of a chance of making some money there. But if you plan to buy something, fix it up, rent it out, and then hold on to it, you're going to do just fine.
If people are thinking of buying or selling, what are some things that they should do in preparation before contacting you?
So the first piece of advice I would give to anyone who's considering making a move would be to speak to their financial professional. You want to know, if you're buying and selling, you want to know, what you can afford before you start looking at something, because what you don't want to happen is find a home that you love and then find out that it's not in your wheelhouse. So that's a very good place to start.
Jen, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
If you're looking for a local real estate agent and one professional, please contact any of our local real estate agents. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the expansion at Eisen.